right, folks. Thanks for joining us again on a Family Through Service V2VG video podcast.
Hey, you didn't mess it up.
I didn't mess it up this time. We haven't been recording in a long time, as if any of you follow us, you know. We've had a lot going on.
Yeah, it's
Real lot.
many fingers at work, so to speak.
Yeah, a lot of irons in the fire, and there's just a lot of shit going on. Here comes Jen.
Here comes Jen.
Here she comes. She's coming in.
Is that what you would like?
Yes, I like this.
Okay.
It took a whole 7 minutes. So.
I think exactly what they were.
Oh yeah, it's cleaning day.
It's cleaning day at the store. Okay, so we've got so many things in the bank to talk about.
Gosh,
actually.
yes.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, we've got serious things, not serious things. We've got a food challenge. We've got some snacks from Turkey and Japan that we're going to be doing. We got some family gonna join us on that.
Yeah,
one,
of
right?
course. I mean, we have to torture our children when we do this. I mean, it's only right, you know.
Yeah. So, but today we're going to talk. We're not going to talk about any specific incident, but the totality of incidents. Right?
Yeah.
To try to get us back into things, and why not with something very, very serious.
And you know, we've been taught and told all the time about how you can't please everyone and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, I get it to a degree, but I mean, we just had a really frustrating situation that kind of unfolded, and very weird. The way that these individuals went about it, but you know a little bit more of what happened than I do.
Yeah.
As far as you know.
So we have a retail store that we opened up, a retail wing. It's a thrift store in the town over from us, and because, as you folks may or may not know, we're not funded through the state or the federal government. We get items donated to us and we sell them, and typically we did that through big yard sales that we had a couple times a year.
Yeah.
So now we have a retail store. It's a thrift store, and that's how we get our money. And it's fantastically successful. The community that it's located in, Franconia, New Hampshire, is it's just a wonderful community. They've been so supportive of us. It's beyond our wildest imaginations and expectations. I just love it.
No, absolutely. I mean,
You know, and by and large, it's been a wonderful experience. And one of the things that businesses, and this is the thrift store is a business. There's no way around it, right?
yeah.
That's the business, the retail wing of the charity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you run into when you have a business is people leaving reviews. Google reviews, Facebook reviews, whatever it is. And 9 out of 10 people, 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste.
Yeah, right.
And then you get these dentists going, I've never been asked about fucking toothpaste in my life.
Yeah.
But we invariably had a low rated review. The lowest review, 1-star review.
Yes.
And that's usually reserved for some hugely egregious, problem, like there was a fight in the store or something.
Or genuinely poor customer service. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was left by the spouse of a person who claims to be a veteran, and I say claims because we didn't get any verification on that.
Yeah.
So I can say claims, but probably a veteran, sure. And it said that they came in the store and were very upset because there was a lot of yelling going on back and forth between our staff and volunteers, and it made for a very uncomfortable experience, and that her spouse, her veteran spouse, was on the verge of having a panic attack. That was the first problem.
Well, for context, it wasn't yelling and screaming.
Loud, like, hey, what's the price on this? What's the price on that?
It was the price juggling, because this is very new to all of us, and we have two aspects to the thrift store. We have
our yard sales. Just
have
like our yard sales.
Marked items that have a set price. Anything not marked is by donation.
Right. Just like our yard sales. Now, if whoever's not familiar, the format for that is, like Chuck was saying, the items marked with a price, that's the price we want to go by. Those are the things that we determine to be more valuable in the store, more valuable, and that's what we're asking for. And the things that are no price are by donation, and those are typically the pots and pans, the forks and spoons, the bric-a-brac, right? And
Yeah.
the reason we do that is both to help the community who may not be able to afford the smaller items, one, and two, it would be a logistical nightmare to put a price on things that we would either be shortchanging ourselves or possibly shortchanging a customer potentially who couldn't afford it or whatever. And we don't want to limit somebody to be generous.
Yeah.
And this is a system we've had in place from with our yard sales
Yeah,
for
so-
years, and it's been, again, 9 out of 10 times, it's been a phenomenal success. The business model, donations only business model. Well, we can't do donations only with the store,
Yeah.
so we do donations half, and those are the reasons why, right? So half donations, half priced. And so when people would ask, hey, what's the price on this bundle of forks, we would yell, we would project the voice, oh, it's by donation, so whatever you feel comfortable with paying,
Yes.
or whatever you feel it's worth. And it doesn't matter, right? $1, $5, we don't care. Whatever you feel comfortable with. So this person apparently felt to the point where they were going to get a panic attack. And I'm not going to denigrate their potential post-traumatic stress disorder. We know what it's like, whatever, fine. But for both of those reasons, the lack of prices, even though we just explained why, and we had, the policy is easily explainable. We have papers up explaining why.
Yeah.
And the voice projection, they gave us a 1-star review. And I responded to that 1-star review on Google, and it was a very polite response, but at the end of the response I said, really? A 1-star review? 1 star? Like, for that? Now, mind you, they didn't approach us while they were in the store and said, hey, my husband's having a tough time. I need to get him out. Can everybody talk? Like, there was nothing was said. Nothing. Nobody had any idea.
Yeah.
And now this
yeah.
person we found out had dealt with us before, and the interaction was civil and it went its own way. Now what I did was, and Chuck and I are very transparent veterans. And
try to be, yeah.
we try to be, and I tried to spin that around on its head, the 1-star review. So I made a social. Now a Google review is a public review, right? It's public.
Yep.
So I spun it around on its head, and I went on Facebook and I said, this is a milestone moment for us. Congratulations. We got our first 1-star review. And I took a screenshot of the public Google review and I put it on Facebook. And that lit a firestorm of support for us, and a couple, not very many, but a couple people saying, hey, that's not nice. You shouldn't do that, including this person, this veteran, who's like, oh, you're putting my personal information out there. I don't know their personal information. Their personal information is not provided.
Yeah. And
So it went back and forth, and it was this huge mess. I ended up deleting it because it was making the thing, which kind of goes against the grain for me. But I said, you know what? There was a woman who said, focus on the positive. So I said, okay, we'll focus on the positive. But, they went back and deleted their review and my response, and then just did a 1-star review with no commentary.
Yeah.
But I kept a screenshot of it, so if anybody's curious, I could tell you what they said and what my response was. And so there's that. So if you're interested, you go ahead and go on Google review and see the 1-star review. And if you want context, I saved the context.
Yeah, this is something.
But it's
that
like
we do.
I was really surprised
Well,
at a 1-star review, because usually, like I said, that's reserved for some serious problems.
yeah, you know, and
But overall,
To
the
a
support
degree.
was for us.
well, yeah, overall, and to a degree, reviews are meant for businesses, right? So, if that's your opinion, fine. The
Sure.
issue
Sure.
that really pissed me off is that this individual ended up attacking both of us individually.
Yeah, because he happened to know you in a secondary, tertiary kind of way.
Yeah. Well, he went after you saying that we didn't provide him assistance. But
But
his
that's not true.
request was through Facebook Messenger, not an actual legitimate,
Right.
with us process where we vet them out and all those things.
Right. That's the first problem with his request, as it were.
Um,
And the second problem was it was a
You
request that
responded
we don't
with-
even do.
you responded with a resource available.
Oh, there was
Um,
that. Yeah. So I responded with, we don't provide that service that he requested, and I still provided a resource, even though it wasn't something that we normally do.
Yeah, and
He didn't mention that part. He just said, we don't help veterans. We didn't help him.
yeah, and
I didn't go through the whole, I didn't put him on blast and say, actually, this is what you asked for. This is what I did. I didn't do that. But I could have, but I didn't, because it's not who we are. That's not who we are.
Yeah, no, and if he had shown any actual need for the type of assistance, any type, then it would have been very easily just sent. Hey, call us or email us. We'll set up the appointment and we'll do what we do.
Yeah.
That never transpired.
Not just a message. I mean, we have a process. We have a vetting process, right? We're a charity. We have a lot of money that for us is a lot, and we have to be good stewards of that,
Yeah.
And we have an eligibility intake process, right?
Which we have to have in order to maintain our C3 status.
Right, because we have to make sure that the people we're helping are the people, they fall into the category of people we're supposed to help. Because the IRS doesn't like for you to say you're a 501c3 that helps veterans and first responders, and then doesn't do any due diligence to make sure they are actually veterans or first responders, because that's kind of not how you do things. Right?
Yeah, and it's not beneficial to anybody.
No.
It takes a lot out of us. It takes away from veterans and first responders who need the help. It takes away from their families. So we
But how
have to
did
do
you
what we
feel?
have to do.
How did you feel about me putting it out? Because I didn't actually talk to you before I did it. Putting that on its head and saying, congratulations to us, we got our first 1-star review. Did you think it was funny, or were
Yeah,
you like,
I thought it was
fuck,
funny.
Eric messed up?
No, I thought it was funny. I thought it was, this is what we do. We even decided when we get the office cleared, we're going to put a negative Nelly wall, and then
Because
on
Chuck
my
has
side,
the I love you wall, and we're going to put a...
we can't say negative Nancy because we have the Nancy Cam.
Yeah.
But
the Nancy we have she's cool, so not negative
Yeah.
Nancy, negative Nelly.
But what frustrated me is when he brought my son into the conversation by
Yeah,
name and
yeah.
me when he's never met me. So that was frustrating. And on one end, it's cool because my 17-year-old son is bragging about us, V2VG, and trying to promote the brand, so to speak, right? And,
Right.
and trying
Yeah.
to help other individuals who need it, some veterans, first responders. But if it's about the business, keep it about the business. Once you start saying people's names directly and start making insinuations and things
Be
like
very
that.
careful what
it's-
you bring up,
Yeah,
right?
it's really.
Oh, I
You know.
would have. I was gonna, and it was one of these. I was gonna get you a cookie, but now I'm not. Scenarios. I was gonna reach out for help, but now I'm not. Like, well, first of all, don't do us any favors. One
Yeah.
and two. No, you weren't. Like, the chances of that are so like no. That's such a classic. I don't know if it's narcissistic behavior, but it's the psychological manipulation.
Oh, absolutely.
When somebody gets in trouble, like, well, I was gonna help you, but now I'm not. Like, no, you wouldn't. Like, just stop it. Like, what do you think, I'm retarded? Like, just stop.
Oh, I was gonna
Like,
join the Marines.
I was gonna join the Marines, but now I'm not, because a Marine yelled at me one time, and then now I'm not going to now. Do you take me for a fool? Like, okay, you know, it's just. But again, like I said, for the overall benefit of the brand, I took the post down, which again went against my better judgment, but I think for overall it was better. I took it down, and I even put up a sort of an apology post saying I'm sorry for the drama that it caused, not for what I did, because I
Yeah.
still stand by what I did, but for the drama it caused. It's not. That wasn't what I wasn't looking for. Drama. I was looking for. It was a tongue-in-cheek kind of fun way to poke fun of ourselves. Like, yeah, we even get shit for doing the right thing. You know, we get a
and-
1-star review for trying to do the right thing, and we get lambasted for it. And the whole thing was, and I kept saying this repeatedly, and it was like I was talking to a wall. It was a public review.
Yeah.
They didn't send us this information like, oh, my husband was going to have a panic attack and stuff in confidence. She said that about her husband publicly on a Google review. I just put it on a different platform, but
Yeah.
whatever. And I kept getting, oh, well, you put my information out there. I didn't. Your wife did.
Well, yeah, and I think the worst thing about it too was that instead of stopping at personal names and stuff, then it goes to this whole another level where it's an actual attack.
Well, then it was, what, you actually don't do anything for veterans. We don't?
And you guys must come from a softer military.
Yeah.
So
you must come from a softer military. I'm pretty sure I'm just as old as this gentleman or older. One. And two, I'm not even going to go there. Never mind.
I mean, if I was in a situation where I was going to have an anxiety attack or be triggered, my wife would just take me out of the store or whatever. I mean, we've done this a million times, different places, or I'll walk out.
It was like, you must come from a softer military if this is how you act after an after-action review. It wasn't an after-action review because he didn't reach out to us privately and say, hey, this is my criticism of the way you handle business. It was a public review.
Yeah, and
so I addressed it publicly.
What are
so
we
it
supposed
doesn't.
to do?
It doesn't. It doesn't fit. It doesn't flow.
But
it's just so frustrating. If it was a 3-star review or a 2, whatever, like, okay, fine. But like I said at the end of my thing, like, seriously, a 1-star review? Really?
There was no legitimacy, like
No.
you said.
And
there
it was
no
never brought up to us. It
conversation.
just
Yeah.
came up surprise. And he's like, "Oh, this was 3 months later." I said, "I just saw the review now. It's not like I go and check our Google reviews every day.
Yeah,
it just
it's,
happened to hit."
you know.
And I said, "Oh, what the hell is this? What are they talking about?"
And that situation.
And we're always
is-
told, Chuck. We're always told the store is a fun, happy place. People love it. We love your.
Oh man.
We are told that weekly. We're open weekly. We're open on the weekends,
And how
right?
many people bring their kids in? They
Yeah.
can get movies, toys, pretty much on a 2-year-old salary. Like,
And everybody says it's a happy, fun place, boisterous, and they love the people. And then these people are like, "Oh, it's not good for veterans." Well, it's not good for you.
and I have to correct you. Not everyone says that, because we did come across someone who also had an issue over a $25 difference between, I think, a washing machine.
No grace.
Yes, and so if anybody can let us know what. Apparently, we don't have grace, and this
Yeah, no grace.
individual was looking for grace. I don't
But
know
not
what that
charity.
means.
They were looking for grace.
So,
They were looking for grace, but not charity.
but again,
I
there's-
don't know what. My brain locks up because I don't know what the lack of breakdown in communication was. Because this is another instance where they didn't bring it to any of our attention.
Yeah.
And so after the fact, and then it was like, bam, you didn't give me grace. What the hell are you talking about?
And again, $25 for a washing machine, and there was no conversation. And so there are ways for us to help people at little to no cost. There
But
are
see,
ways,
I did bring that up to her. She said, but I don't want charity. I wanted grace.
and but
That's when I said, what the fuck are you what are you talking about?
and again, the people that work at this, volunteer at the thrift store, don't know all of our processes, but they do know if someone comes to them and says, I'm a veteran, first responder, we're in a tough way, they know to refer them to us.
Give them a
And-
card, give them our number.
And we
And
will
we can go
put things
forward.
aside,
Yes.
and we have a very fast turnover rate, like, anywhere between 48 and 72 hours
At
overall.
The most. Yeah.
And that's once we get all the, logistic paperwork and stuff in. But, if someone was in dire need of a washing machine or a refrigerator and they simply came to us, we could have put that off to the side, did the paperwork, and been done with it by the end of the week.
Easy,
It's
easily. And
that's the frustrating part.
Is that what you wanted?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
I just know it was a $25 difference, and it was an appliance. And
I don't get it.
and
So-
honestly, we've been told and called many things. We were asked if we were on our meds before.
And yeah, I
called
was. Thank you
evil.
very much. Evil.
So we understand that it comes with the territory that
Yeah.
when you're trying to help people, there's always going to be a sourpuss in the patch, right? But
And usually that sourpuss is one of us,
well, yeah, typically, right?
but not anymore.
But in a positive light, we're able to express these things openly, and we
Yep.
were able to see such a strong following of positivity as well.
Yeah, and again, like I said in the beginning of the video, the vast, overwhelming majority of people love the store, love how we do things, love our store policies, which are growing,
Oh yeah,
and the community in Franconia, New Hampshire, and the surrounding towns.
it's brought business to them too.
It has, yeah, but they've been overwhelmingly supportive, and it's just I'm so happy to be there and to do what we do. It's helping them, it's helping us, and we're able to help others because of it.
Yeah, just in everybody there, they obviously you're gonna have personality clashes at times.
Sure. Yeah,
Listen,
you can't get away from that.
The committee chair, Jen, has a strong personality. I mean, her and I have had words at times, and we have to take breaks. That's going to happen in any business where there's more than one person involved, right?
Sure,
I mean,
of course it
you're
will.
going to have some conflict, but I mean, to say and have this impression that there was yelling and screaming going on, I think really, without context, is very deceiving.
It's absolutely deceiving, and it's just not factual.
But I mean, we've been rocking and rolling. I mean,
Yep.
their vice chair came back from Florida, California.
2.5 months early.
Hey, yeah, like he's like, you guys are doing all this stuff, and I'm not involved. And we're moving up in the world. We had to see an actual accountant this year for
nonprofit
taxes.
accountant, yeah.
So I mean, we're doing the best we can.
We're getting our first disbursement from the store today,
So we're doing all we can.
which
and
is
we
good
do
news.
understand we can't please everyone, but I mean, I just feel like there are people who are hell bent on shitting on other people.
Yeah,
or
they're just running around
businesses.
poking holes in everyone's dreams. But you know what? That's okay.
But hey, and so I know we're going to be doing some more videos, but we do have an event coming up, April 22nd.
Yep.
So we're going to do a flag retirement event, and
Yes.
we're going to have like JROTC there. What is it?
Civil Air
Patrol.
Civil Air Patrol, the CAP people up here, yeah. And
So-
they're going to have a
and-
major part in it, too.
A bunch of first responders are going to come out, and from all 4 or 5 towns around.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so that should be a lot of fun.
We have our own custom-built retirement bin.
I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know,
It'll be fun. So stay tuned. We're back in business. We've got power back on in the office, as you can see.
Yep.
So we're back to doing what we do.